Please, if you may recall earlier that I made mention that as at the time I will invite the keynote speaker to deliver his speech, I will say one thing that I reserved about him. And that thing is no other thing than part of what formed this our forum, coming together as entities of Lokoja in the state's service of Kogi State. I don't know, maybe we have gotten the required quota of staffers in Kogi State. Either we have it or not. What have we done to improve it? I think the commissioner made mention that we should uphold onto this brotherhood and we should not victimize ourselves. Despite the fact that we don't have much time, but I feel the keynote speaker is going to dwell on what has to do with coming together a united Lokoja local government staffers in the state service. Thank you very much. As I on the microphone, Mayaki of Lokoja, Alhaji Lawal.
Thank you, MC. The chairman of the occasion, the representative of His Royal Highness, Mayaki of Lokoja, my colleague Pamsek, retired, not tired, title chiefs here present, former speaker of the State House of Assembly, representative of our Vice Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I was told that there is nothing like standing on the existing protocol. It's a bad English. So I will not stand on any protocol because I have said ladies and gentlemen. It has captured everybody. My job has been made easier for me by the chairman of the occasion. And it has to be so because he has accumulated a lot of experience in the public service. I have chosen to speak more on the public service than the civil service because the civil service is one of the organs of the public service. The public service is broader, including the judiciary, including all the parastatals. They all come under the public service. The civil service is part of the public service. And I would prefer that whatever you are doing should capture all organs of the public service so that you will know who is where. And if there are opportunities to assist, you can do so. And I want to believe that you already have a WhatsApp platform for communicating. So if you are aware of vacancies, you can also post it on that platform so that people will see it and respond to it. So let me refresh our minds on why the public service. We all know that the various organizations that constitute the public service are established, operated, financed, and regulated by government as different from private sector services. So wherever you are, in any of those organizations, your employer is government, not any individual or group of individuals. And essentially, these services come to provide basic services to the public in terms of protection, welfare, education, medical, and so on and so forth. I don't want us to go too much into history, but I'm sure many of us are aware that the origin of the public service is in China in around 1890. In fact, even the colonialists that brought it to us there, they adopted it from China. And when they came to colonize this place, they brought it along to administer the colonies as it were then. So today, I want to ask one question. Is the public, the tribe that were brought by the colonial masters, is it the kind of work that we have today, or it has deviated? If Lord Lugard were to return and see what we are operating, he will say, shame to you. Shame. Because we are not delivering quality services promptly. Let me take the one that will touch all of us. During colonial time, when an officer is retiring from the service, even if he's a cleaner, on his last day in office, the clerk will come to him with two items: a cash book and a check for his gratuity. Entire wholesome gratuity. And say, "Oga, please, here is a paper for you to sign and a check. You sign, you collect your gratuity, and you go in peace. If you have not built your house, go and use it too. If you have started, you couldn't complete it, go and use it. And you were given 3 months to leave government provided accommodation. And if for any reason you are unable to meet up, they give you extension of another 3 months. Today everything is upside down. I've retired 11 years ago and I have not received my gratuity up to now. That's not the kind of service we thought we were coming into. But that's what we are facing now. So for those who are in service, prepare for any eventualities. Be ready. And so I'm already talking about some of the challenges. There are so many, more than 16 challenges, but I'll just touch on the ones that are more painful. The challenge of financing the sector is so bad. Politicians have bastardized the whole thing. What of the dearth of training? The dearth of training. Are we training the civil servant? From what I have seen in the public service, it is zero. We are not training. And you may not know this until you get out of the service and you want to compete for jobs in the private sector. That's where you will know that there is a problem. You may even be able to do better than your competitors because you have been properly mentored, but there is no paper to show for it. No paper. When I attended a meeting of CIPM and I see papers presented, I'll just be laughing. Does this person even know what it's about? Or he just went and do some research and pour it and present. But when you see the CV, the training he has attended in ASCOM, in CIPM, in this, in that, an employer will be tempted to say, no, this person will do better. And it's not necessarily so. That you have to base it on what you see, what is visible. So, 90% of the public servants in Kogi State are not competitive. That is the truth of the matter. They are not competitive. You apply for jobs in companies, you won't get it. Because even your CV is inadequate to show that you could do better if given the chance. So we have to look for a way to train ourselves. Take opportunity of mentoring. Mentoring is good and it's everywhere. Mentoring is good. But the quality of mentoring diminishes as those who are well trained begin to retire. Then you are now having an upper echelon that has not been properly trained. And you see officers arguing blindly. Because they don't know. They think what they are arguing is correct. So in addition to mentoring within the service, you have to look for a way to make yourself relevant. Attend training, first of all, professionalize and attend training. Because if you are not doing professional, there is limit you can go in the service. There is limit. So professionalize and be on the track. Don't say, no, I've been registered by a social professional body. I'm now a professional and it ends there. My friend, it doesn't end there. You will still not be competitive. Because every year your colleagues go and attend conference. Some of them still go and attend seminars and workshops organized by ASCON and other institutions, corporate institutions. Take advantage to train yourself. Don't wait for government to train you. Government did not, I'm sure many of us, government did not train us to obtain diploma in polytechnic or HND, polytechnic or university. We train ourselves. Why do you stop? Okay, because you got married and start having children, your attention has children to finances. Yes, it's a challenge. But do you abandon yourself? Don't abandon yourself. Another challenge you face or you are already facing is performance appraisal. The public service has never gotten it right. In fact, I'm not to speak on it, otherwise I would have given you more than 12 methods that have been used in the past and abandoned. And even the one that is being used currently has come under fire. It is highly subjective. Most of the things that it seeks to achieve, you cannot achieve. To measuring your performance is a problem. But you will do well to make sure you work hard enough to excel, to get the attention of those who matter. And don't pretend, because if you pretend, it will stay short. We had three at least one time in the Ministry of Commerce. There was one. We gave him job, no complaint. He cannot complain. Two others will always complain. And when we were asked at the end of the year to recommend for award, the paper was brought to me. I was deputy director there. And I said, this is the man. On merit. He asked me from Central. And we took it to management meeting. Everybody said, yes, this is a good recommendation. One hand, it's going through. But I tell you one thing, he never lobbied. The other two were busy lobbying. One didn't call me a wicked man. That one retired. The one following, I counseled her. And she decided to improve. And when I was given an assignment, I told her she was going with me. Others were lobbying to go with me. I said no. I'm rewarding hard work. Because where I was taking her to, she was going to make more money. And I made sure that in that place, I was just being generous to her, giving her money. She didn't know why. When you hire the wrong person, you will do the work yourself. You will do the work yourself. No sentiment about it. Go and hire the wrong person. You will end up doing the work. You do the work for 2 or 3 minutes. When you go home, your back will tell you. Your brain will tell you. Don't put too much sentiment. Get somebody that knows the job, that will do it well. The workload on you will reduce. It will reduce. Now, morale. Each time they increase salary, they say it's to boost morale of workers. I don't know how we're going to measure that morale. Because the salary increase is always accompanying inflation. It's accompanying inflation. So what are you boosting there? They give you 70,000 naira minimum wage and you are spending 40,000 to buy your car to go to work. What are you left to feed your wife, to pay house rent, to do other things, to pay school fees? Where are you left? Don't do what some of us did in error. Diversify your source of income. Don't depend entirely on the public service. You will suffer the way we suffer. Me, I suffer. Look for a way to generate some income. If you have never thought of it, begin to think now. The public service will never cater for you adequately till the end. They will abandon you somewhere, somehow, sometime. Just like they had abandoned me. The chairman was saying something. Because I used the word they have abandoned me, let me also correct it. The chairman was trying to tell me how some of us were so hardworking. Because when I was retiring, unknown to me, the deputy governor, they wrote the governor to place me on contract for 2 years because he was not ready to release me. And what happened? When I was posted here, all permanent secretaries rejected it. The place was dead. And there were letters written by the deputy governor something that the department should close, it was dead. So when I was posted, at the time I was appointed, there was nowhere to post me at all. So for 3 weeks, I was not posted. And when I went to find out, my colleague who was in charge said, the only place available was there. I said, don't worry. When I go there, I will revamp the place. But when I revamp it, don't tell me you are going to post me to another place. So he spoke with the head of service. I accepted. He posted me. And within 3 months, I revived the place. In fact, the deputy governor was so happy that he even brought additional load from other departments that we should transfer it to that place because he was getting more results. Unfortunately, with all the labor I had done here, when I left, the place collapsed, and it's still in comatose up to now. It's still dead up to now. So we must know our jobs, and we must be ready to do it. And we must do it in a way and manner that will convey some respect for those who are ahead of us. Don't show off. Even if you are knowledgeable, you know your job, you show off, somebody will peg you down. You can't bluff. Even if the person that is ahead of you does not even know the job as much as you do, don't show off. Give him his respect. You are not the one that puts him there. If you are doing anything in error, go politely, secretly, and bring it to his attention, okay? Let's try and find out, are we doing the right thing? I thought this should be this way. If he argues with you, leave him. By the time he fails, you come back and say you told him. Don't worry with you. Now, we
We need to socialize. And I'm happy that for the first time, Lokoja local government, public servants have come together to form a forum. Please let's put hands together. During our time, we didn't think of it. We didn't give it a good thought. So I'm happy that you are already improving on what we have left behind. But the socialization I'm talking about should not be restricted to local government employees alone. You also look for a way to socialize with other ethnic groups in the state and learn how to live with them peacefully. Learn how to live with them peacefully. Because they are more in the service than you, they are everywhere, and if they form a ring against you, I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. So, be extremely careful. The person you are thinking is not from Nigeria, may be the one that may save you tomorrow. It has happened to a staff of Ministry of Justice. Himself and the commissioner were from the same place, but she came because he was a union leader and they did something that was offensive to her. As a body, not him alone, she decided to penalize him. In fact, she placed him on suspension and was thinking of how to get him out of the service. But you just greet him. We used to greet every time we see him. I wasn't too familiar with him. He was sleepless. And then he came to me in my office. He said, Madam, I'm having problem. I said, what is it? He told me. I started asking questions. At the end of the day, I gave him some ideas that helped him out of the crisis. I gave him ideas, administrative ideas that helped him out of. They couldn't do anything. In fact, the committee said nothing should happen to you. She was even annoyed for the committee saying nothing should happen to him. But she left him alone. That's the most important thing. So don't say, this message from another place that is not useful. It's very useful. Live in peace with everybody. But again, where you feel the interest of your member is unnecessarily trampled upon, look for a way to advise on how to go. You can connect him with people that will guide him or help him out of it. Laws or rules and regulations are made so that there will be discipline in the organization and so that it will focus your attention on what the organization wants to achieve. You don't come and begin to bring your own law different from what the public service has provided. The one that public service provides is the one you will follow. Because if anything happens, that is the one that will be used to determine your fate. So don't violate laws. They are meant to be obeyed. Take your job seriously. Be punctual. No matter how hardworking you are, if your boss knows that you are always coming to work 10 o'clock, that's a reason to fight you. You may be hard work to fight well. You may even stay up to 6 o'clock because now you is hard work. But that greatness is already counting against you. Don't play with your job. If you know you are tired, retire. If you know that you are tired, please retire. Don't force yourself to stay too long and say, no, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. It will happen. And you'll be the victim of wrong assumption. So, quickly, there are 4 points I want to highlight very seriously. One, it is not too late to learn. If you think it is too late to learn, retire. So many things are happening in the world now. Technology is changing everything. If you are not able to retrain yourself, learn, some of this learning we are talking about, even on your systems, you can learn. The world has made things easier now. You can ask, go to Google, ask questions, artificial intelligence is working, providing you solutions. Things you didn't know before, you can learn even with your phone. Be ready to learn every day. Otherwise, you will be left behind. Your knowledge will be obsolete and irrelevant. Where you think you need short training, 1 month training, 2 month training, even government is not willing to do it and you can afford it, go and do it. I will give you one example of something that happened in the banking sector. A staff saw an advert, a training advert, and he requested the bank to sponsor him. He was interested. It was a new aspect of the job of banking. Nobody in the bank had that knowledge. But the guy was interested, and he asked the manager if he could be sponsored. The manager turned down the request. And he had to go abroad for the 1 month training. So the man applied for annual leave, and he did not tell anybody his plan. He went and attended the course and came back. Before the end of that year, Central Bank put up an advert. They wanted agents that will handle that transaction, and banks were required to apply. So immediately his manager saw it. He now called him and said, see this training that you wanted to go with, it allowed you. The guy had already seen the advert. He attended. So he said, okay, there was one man that attended that program, but it's in another bank. We can use him. We pay him. So the man said, okay, arrange with him. He arranged with himself. He made sure that the man did not know he was going to do the work. He was the one that would do the work. And he agreed, they signed an agreement that if the job was not successfully, they will share the profit, the gain. He signed. Bring the man to sign. He said, no, guys, I have to sign for him. That's how he got that job. He did it and submitted it, and the things came through. Big money. When it came to payment, the manager started suspecting there was something. He wanted to say, no. I told you that he asked me to stand for him. He threatened he will bring in the lawyers. They had to release that money to him. It was after they had paid him that he now revealed that he was one who did the job. Okay, you refused to send me. This is my certificate. I went for the training. I sponsored myself. So this is my part of my game. Train yourself very well. It is not too late. If it is too late for you to train yourself, retire. And I'm sure many of you knew that when I was in service, I was in the administrative cadre. First, I started from education. I moved to civil service on level 12 as administrative officer, and I continued on that line until I became a bank secretary and retired. But after retiring, something happened. I was sleeping for 6 months. I'll just eat, go back to bed. I have nothing to do, and I was worried. It's not healthy. There are no companies around for me to go and even do consultancy. Which company? Government was not even encouraging that. So I had to enroll for professional exam of the Nigerian Institution of Ethics, Surveillance and Valuers. Passed, got my license, started practicing immediately. as a consulting estate surveyor. That is what I do now for a living. In fact, I have been forgotten about civil service administration. So it's never too late. There's nothing like too late. Pick something, face it with courage, achieve it, and move on with your life. I've already said we should not show off. Don't show off, especially to your superior officers. Don't show off. You know, they will cut your leg. And if they do so, they are right. Uphold integrity. Uphold integrity. And the quickest way they demolish people is financial violation of financial rules and regulations. Until you feel the pain. Don't say because there was no food in your house, that's why. In fact, service is now lenient. In those days of colonial something, especially at the local government, people went to jail for stealing a few kobo tax they could not account for. People went to jail. The easiest way you can be rubbish is money. Chop government loan and they catch you. Your boss may be chopping bigger one. But maybe he's aligning with higher authority and they are covering him. Even if you petition, nothing will happen. But your own that you chop small one, they cut you. If you are rude to him, you are finished. He will celebrate your exit. Finish you. Adaptation to change. Shakespeare said, cowards die many times before they are dead. I mean, change will always come. Whether you like it or not, whether in the public service or outside the public service, change will always come. I know some of you will remember what happened when officers who didn't have degree or HND were promoted at level 14. And at a point, some of them were dropped to level 7. 2 people died even before that policy was effected. There was one that received the circular from his office. He started shivering. They had to take him back home. He could not even drive his car. And he never returned. He died. He was not prepared for it. Change will not kill you. Retirement will not kill you. So don't you even thank God you are alive and healthy. What do you want to destroy your health? Change will always come. Downsizing may come anytime. You may not be prepared. Prepare for any kind of eventuality that will come your way in the public service. And whatever comes, say, God, I thank you, I'm alive. Because sometimes that is what is required to take you to a higher level elsewhere. It happened to somebody in Kwara State, a mechanic. His boss frustrated him and made sure that he was dismissed. And they came from the same village. This man suffered for like 6 months. Then a colleague mechanic who established his jobs came for Christmas and saw him. He said, why are you so lean? What happened? It's a long story. I'll come to your house. So, okay, please, I want to guide it. I'm not happy to go and see you. And he visited him and he told him what I was. You are a mechanic, why? So you should be sleeping. Prepare, you go with me to Jos. I have a workshop here, we'll work together there. What does my family do? Are you the one feeding them now? So the friend said, okay, I'll give some money for them. Don't worry. He dropped some money and they went to Jos. Started working in the workshop. Before 3 years, he got his own workshop, got land, built an upstairs in Jos there. So when he came home one Christmas, he visited the man who dismissed him and held wine with money. Brother, I'm going to greet you. Greet me. With all I did to you, say, no, you are not the one who did it. God did it for a purpose. He removed me from danger, backwardness to promotion. I hold no grudges against you. You too did not know that you are an agent of God. Prepare for change. It will certainly come, whether you like it or you don't like it. It will come. That office you are occupying, if the person that was there before did not leave, you will not be there. Somebody is coming there one day. Somebody may even chase you out of it. Connect with people, arrange with them to make sure you do that. Prepare for change. Finally, because I'm taking too much time. I know I'm taking too much time. If you are enjoying my frank talk, it's a different thing. Manage social differences very well. It is natural. It is natural. There will always be social differences. Even among you sitting here. Today, if we say we want somebody on level this for this position, 5 people will apply, and you start running up and down. Oh, I'm better. Oh, this person is from Kuba. This person is from Oro. This one is Lokoja. Oh, Lokoja, I've had this one, and so on. I mean, we don't do all those one time. You don't pay. Forget it. Allow God to determine for you. You can think positively about any difficulty. Don't always look at the negative side of the difficulty. I'll give you one example. We used to have one permanent secretary, the whole Lokoja local government, and we have 2 constituencies, same constituencies. So we'll be slugging it with Lokoja 1, Lokoja 2. A lot of firework. When it came to the time I was looking for it, some events happened. And instead of pursuing it negatively, I just did a survey and look all the local government, how many permanent secretaries each of them have. And I discovered that even as small as Lokoja was that time had 3 permanent secretaries. Some had, there was one that had 4. 2. We that have 2 constituencies had only 1. So I said, okay, I think this is where I should focus my attention. Create more opportunities so that the fight among us will reduce. And I took it off. I got the support of Sule Babado and Rick Ria. We pursued Igbo with facts. In fact, when he first saw the table of it, I said, is it how it is? I said, this is how it is. Have we offended you, sir? He said, no. He said, what have we 2 constituencies, only 1 person? We deserve to have 3. We will ask for 3. At the end of the day, he said, okay, the issue is that you are the one creating this problem because we did something wrong to you. So you are looking for a way. We have appointed you. I said, yes. We did the exam. The result is there. You saw it. You let me out. That is cheating now. So he corrected it and gave it. But again, we didn't stop there because we wanted justice. Because Alhaji Ahmed from Lokoja was Pamsek. I am from Lokoja Pamsek. So this is true. After my tenure, since I struggled for it, let it go to Lokoja 2. That's how what we are having today came about. Look positively. Think positive. Don't run down anybody. Think positively. What is the way we can go about this matter and create more impact? Every problem has a solution, unless if you are not thinking thoroughly about it. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted us to use this opportunity to share our experiences, some of the things we got wrong that we want you to improve upon, some of the things that we did right that you can still do better and enjoy your public service experience and then retire into poverty. In fact, don't let anybody threaten you with retirement. Retirement is a pleasure if you prepare for it. Retirement should not be used to threaten anybody. After all, if you have served for a reasonable length of time, both chances are that you are retiring with your full salary because your pension is no longer taxed. Some even retire with higher salary than what they are. And if you are putting 35 years and you are retiring, what you will get is even higher than your listing because no more tax. So why are you afraid? And then you have the opportunity to go and do something else with your time. Time is more important. You are young, you are strong, and you can do a lot of things. Before you get to 80, 85, 90. It's too much. No. If you are working in your firm, as I am doing now, nobody retires you. I can only choose when to retire. But even if I retire, if I continue to, because I would have promoted some people to principal partners, then they go ahead. I step aside. So prepare. If you think you cannot cope with professional something, get a shop somewhere. Even if men start selling, it will pay you better. Thank you for this opportunity. God bless you.